All right, as we transition into the post spawn and you guys start thinking about buying some new topwater baits to add to your arsenal, I'm going to show you some new Jackall baits. Some are new, some have been around for a bit, but I'm going to show you a few you definitely want to check out and add to your tackle box. So the first one, this is going to be the Jackall Grinch frog. This is going to be, again, a topwater frog. You can fish this in vegetation, skip it under docks, skip it under trees, or really any type of cover whatsoever. So this is going to have a very subtle swimming action. Obviously the tail is going to ride below the water and kick. Has a great hookup ratio with a very soft body, as well as you can see the hooks that are actually already positioned in the upward position, so great hookup ratio. So again, that is the Jackall Grinch. Comes in multiple different colors, and again, a really nice subtle action. Next, we're going to talk about the Jackall Roger bait. This is going to be another bait that's going to have a really subtle action. So again, you're looking at calm conditions when there's not a lot of chop in the water. But this riser bait is another bait you can throw out, and on a steady retrieve, it's going to walk back and forth across the surface. Also has a spinner on the tail. This is going to throw some bubbles as it's retrieved. For me, this has been a really great bait for schooling fish. If you get some fish, again, post-spawn that are starting to school up to feed up after the spawn, after they spend all that energy. This comes in two different sizes. This is the larger size. The smaller size can also be thrown on a spinning reel, and you can get some unbelievable distance out of it. Again, schooling fish, if you really need to reach out and get to fish that are schooling a distance away, as they often do, this is the Jackall Roger bait. Again, great subtle action. This is the Jackall Pompadour. So when we talk about more baits that are going to cause a lot of commotion on the water, this is one that's definitely going to do it. As you can see, it has these wings that will allow this bait to walk, but as the bait is casted, these wings will fold in to make the bait more aerodynamic. So for such a large bait, you can get really, really good distance out of this bait. As it walks, it's going to cause a lot of commotion in the water. Has the spinner on the tail. This will make bubbles as the bait is retrieved. Another bait, you can vary the retrieve by stopping it. It's obviously going to float. And again, two different sizes, so whether you need to match a different bait or forage profile, you can also do that with the Jackall Pompadour and Pompadour Junior. We have the Jackall Chain Wake. This is going to be another one of those baits that's super easy to fish. You throw it out and retrieve it in. This is going to be a wake bait, so you can see the bill on the bait, so it's going to wake on the surface. Now the tail, however, has that large spinner on it. So as the tail walks across the top of the water, that spinner is going to also cause a lot of splashing, commotion, leave bubbles behind the bait. Obviously a larger profile bait, so if you are going after a larger fish, the chain wake is an awesome choice. The chop cut. Again, this is a larger profile bait. You can see these wings on top are obviously going to spin as the bait is retrieved. One is actually counter-weighted, so it always rests in the same position. So again, steady retrieve, it's going to throw a lot of water. Another great thing with a lot of topwater baits is you get a lot of fish that follow. One really cool feature you can do with this chop cut, as you're retrieving it, if you think a fish is following or if you visually see a fish following it, you can stop this bait. It's obviously going to float. You can twitch your rod and this bait is actually going to walk in the water. So that variance in the retrieve, a lot of times for those following fish, that's what will get them to commit a lot of times. All right, we've also have the Jackall Firecracker. Now this is a really, really good buzz bait. A few features about this bait. Number one, you're going to see this blade or the spinner that's going to make contact with the main blade as it's retrieved. Really, really loud bait. So if you're trying to draw fish out of cover or even from deeper water, this buzz bait is an excellent choice for that. Another feature you'll find on this bait, if you like adding trailers, has a really nice keeper to it. So you can put that trailer or whatever you want to put on there and it's going to stay on there nice and snug. In addition to that, it's going to come in two sizes. It's going to come in 3/8 and a 1/2 ounce, depending on which size you like or prefer. And then you'll also notice it has a super, super sharp hook, and every component on this buzz bait is just premium. One thing I really like personally, this is one of the slowest buzz baits, or I don't mean it's slow. It can be retrieved slower than almost any buzz bait I've found. So if you like a buzz bait that can be retrieved slow, the Firecracker is definitely a good choice. So as you go to add some of these topwater baits to your post-spawn tackle box, stop in your local dealer or jackalllures.com.